Unit 21. Defense.
Stay low and bend your knees. Come over here.
Yes, Coach?
Jackson, when you're playing defense, keep your knees bent and your body low. It helps you keep your balance, and it allows you to move more quickly in every direction.
Like this?
That's right. You should attempt to stay on the balls of your feet. It's like you are getting ready to pounce. Athletes never rest on their heels.
Should I stand with my legs close together or far apart?
It is best to keep them about shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and keep your back straight. Spread your arms straight out at your sides.
This seems almost like I'm getting ready to attack the ball.
It is a little bit like that. Your stance looks much better than before.
Coach, how do I move forward and backward on defense? I feel like my stance is fine, but when I try to dart toward my opponent, I keep tripping over my feet.
When you move forward, put your right foot in front of you with your toes pointing in the direction you want to go. When you move backward, just reverse it. Follow the direction of your left foot. How are you feeling?
My legs are tired and my back aches.
Playing defense is hard work. Take a break, then we'll try it again.
Unit 22. The importance of writing.
This is terrible. I hate this assignment.
What's wrong, Timmy?
I'm frustrated because I need to write a book report and I can't get started.
May I see your paper? There's nothing here.
I can't think of anything to write, and it's due tomorrow. To make matters worse, we have to perform an oral presentation in front of the entire class. I don't see the purpose of writing a book report anyway.
Writing is a necessary skill that you'll use for the rest of your life. This book report is just one way to begin learning that skill. It's another form of communication and a means of expressing your thoughts. It allows others to understand what is in your heart and mind.
I've never had to write before. Why should I start now?
Now is the best time to begin. The best writers read a lot and practice writing. Anyone can learn to write well. I know you can do it.
Okay, Mom. When you put it that way, I think I can do it.
That's the right attitude. Let's try to organize some of your thoughts by brainstorming. What can you tell me about the book?
The book? I've only watched the movie. Does that count?
Oh, goodness. What kind of child am I raising?
One that probably won't be a famous writer.
Unit 23. The course schedule.
It's so difficult to choose what courses to take this semester. Henry, have you chosen all of your courses yet?
No, Sue. I'm having a hard time making up my mind, and I still need to select 2 more. Do you have any ideas? Do you know anything about the professors?
I heard that the psychology professor is tough but fair. If you work hard, you can get a good grade.
Psychology sounds interesting.
How about we both sign up for psychology? Then we'd be in the same class, and we could help each other with assignments.
I remember the last class we took together. I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
Oh, come on. It would be fun. I promise I'll attend the classes and not just borrow your notes this time.
Thanks.
I was thinking about taking film studies. Why don't you take that?
I like going to the movies, but I don't want to study them.
I know someone who took that course last year, and she said it's very easy. Almost everyone gets an A or a B, and there is no homework.
That is tempting, but I want to learn something useful.
Fine, but don't complain to me if you get a C.
Unit 24. Food, Family, and Fun.
Thanksgiving is a special family holiday in America. Families come together to give thanks for all they have. Although every family celebrates in slightly different ways, a typical Thanksgiving is full of food, family, and fun. My family celebrates Thanksgiving too. Everyone in my family goes to my parents' place for Thanksgiving. We have a large meal. Everyone helps on Thanksgiving. The children set the table. My mother cooks the turkey using her own secret ingredients. My father makes the side dishes. He makes potatoes, beans, carrots, stuffing, oysters, and beets. My mom makes cranberry sauce. My sister-in-law brings a pumpkin pie. I come early to help my parents cook. When it is time to eat, we put all the food on the table. Everyone sits down. We each say what we are thankful for before we eat. Some of us are thankful for our health, and others are thankful for their jobs. Everyone is thankful for something different. There is a lot of activity after the meal. My aunt and uncle clean off the table. My sister-in-law helps me wash the dishes. The teenagers wash and put away the silverware. The children help to tidy the dining room. My brothers take out the garbage. Then they go play football in the backyard. The rest of us sit down and relax. We are thankful for the food and our blessings. Most of all, we are thankful to have each other.
Unit 25, The Project.
Hey, Dad, do you think you can help me out? I've just been assigned this enormous project at school, and I really don't know where to begin.
Sure, Jason, I'll give it my best shot.
Oh, Dad, I know you'll be a great help and inspiration to me.
Okay, that's enough flattery from you for one day. What's this project about?
Well, I have two choices. I can research your profession, or I can interview someone that I admire about their profession. If I do the second option, I must also add my own opinion about their profession.
Well, I am an expert when it comes to my profession. Accounting is a noble profession, and one that I am always happy to talk about.
Dad, I know how much you love your career. It isn't that I don't admire you, but what I was hoping actually was that you could speak to Mr. Chang, your diving friend, and see if he would agree to an interview. Diving for a living sounds cool.
I see. That's a great idea. You know how I really dislike talking about myself for too long. Let me give David Chang a call right now and find out.
Thanks, Dad. You're the best. I know this will be an awesome project.
Unit 26, The Assignment.
Hello, Wendy. Who did you do your homework about?
I wrote about my dad because he is a firefighter.
Really? Does he actually go into burning buildings?
Yes, and he sometimes has to crawl into tight places to rescue people.
Has he ever been trapped in a burning building?
Well, one time he needed to break down a door. He was carrying a little girl out of her house. Someone left the stove on, and it ignited a fire in the kitchen.
Was everyone all right?
All 5 people living there escaped safely, but the house burned to the ground.
Your dad is incredibly brave, a real hero. What does he do at the fire station?
He resides there for a few days when he works. All of the firefighters cook, eat, and clean together. When there's a fire, they slide down a pole into the fire station's garage to get their firefighting equipment. They quickly put on their gear and then jump onto the fire trucks. My dad loves to drive the fire trucks.
Wow, maybe I should be a firefighter someday.
I'm definitely going to be a firefighter, Ian. I want to be just like my dad.
Unit 27, Coco Lee.
Theron Lee's mother hoped her daughter would follow in her footsteps and become a doctor. However, Theron always knew she wanted to sing. In her spare time, Theron sang along with pop songs. Theron also entered singing contests. She won many competitions. Her big break came after high school. She was on vacation in Hong Kong and took second place in an important singing competition. She got a recording contract with Fancy Pie Records and, a few years later, Sony. Today, Coco Lee, as she is now known, is one of the most famous pop singers in the world. She was born in Hong Kong on January 17, 1975, but she was raised in San Francisco. She has made records in English and Chinese. Her 1998 album, Di Da Di, won the MTV Asia Music Award for Best Album and Best Music Video. Coco's next album was in English. It was called Just No Other Way. It introduced her to American audiences. Apart from her beautiful voice and stunning looks, Coco Lee is intelligent. She had a 3.8 grade point average in college. She also earned a double major in biochemistry and bioscience. One of her dreams, she says, is to help find a cure for cancer. Who knows? Coco's mother may yet get her wish.
Unit 28. A blind date.
What's wrong, Mike? You appear to be depressed.
I haven't slept in days, and I feel awful. My fiancé and I broke up just before I went to Madrid for the concert.
Why didn't you say something? No wonder your playing sounded so bad. Oh dear, I'm really sorry.
It was an appalling performance, I agree. I was miserable and unhappy, but I had to perform anyway.
Have you been seeing anyone else since you broke up with her?
No, I have been working overtime instead. The conductor was not pleased with my last performance. Besides, don't you think it's too soon?
Not at all. You might just need to get out and socialize. Hey, I've got a fabulous idea.
Oh no, not another one of your ideas. What is it this time?
Do you remember me telling you about Julia, a friend from work?
I think so. Why?
Well, she is single. I could set up the two of you.
A blind date? I tried that when I was younger, and it was a disaster.
Come on, Mike. I'd be helping two friends who will, of course, have a great time together. She has a charming personality, and she also plays the oboe. You can go to the concert in the park on Saturday afternoon. Maybe you can have coffee afterwards.
She plays the oboe? Okay, let me know when and where to meet her. Unit 29. Crime does not pay.
Have you ever thought about committing a crime? Have you ever dreamed about holding up a bank and driving away in a fast car? Or have you ever thought about taking a famous painting from a big museum? There are many stories in movies and on TV of criminals who make a lot of money. They go on to live a life of luxury. However, for every successful criminal, there are many, many more who fail. These crooks soon regret their crimes. Take the example of a man in Winnipeg who tried to break into cars in a police academy parking lot. The man was found by the police in the parking lot. They saw him trying to open the doors of all the cars. The man was hoping to find some loose change or maybe take some good car stereos. However, he did not know that he was being watched by police officers. He chose the parking lot because it was in a very quiet area. He thought that no one would see him. He was soon arrested by the police. A foolish criminal like this man shows us that crime does not pay.
Unit 30. A job interview. Hello, Ms. Jones. Please come in and sit down.
Thank you.
So you're applying for the position of computer technician?
Yes, that's right.
My name is Mr. Smith, and I will be interviewing you today.
Nice to meet you.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
As my resume shows, I graduated from Leeds University with a computer science degree. During my junior and senior years, I worked part-time as a computer lab monitor in the university. As part of that job, I helped students with PC and desktop application problems and did hardware and software maintenance. I also taught a weekly 1-hour class on how to use Microsoft Office applications.
How would you describe yourself?
I really enjoy problem solving, and I'm hardworking. I'm also very organized, so when I have a lot of problems to deal with, I make a list and work through it from the most to the least urgent. That way, I can get everything done within the set deadlines.
That's a good way to manage your time. Just one more question. Why do you want to work for us?
Your company is well known and is respected in the computer industry. I would really like a chance to be part of your company.
Okay, thank you for coming in. I'll be in touch.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Unit 31. An ounce of prevention. Hi, Sandy. I have a question for you.
Sure, Joe.
I need to have a physical examination, and there is a new clinic on Elm Street. Have you heard anything about it?
One of my friends went there recently. She said it was very hygienic and well run. It is great to have a new clinic close by, since there is a shortage of doctors around here. Why are you going?
I've just joined a gym. I want to get more exercise, and they require a medical exam before I can start.
What kind of tests do they want you to have?
They want to know my blood pressure, how much I weigh, and results from a blood test to check for any possible diseases. I feel terrific, so I'm not worried.
I had a routine checkup last month, and the doctor discovered that my blood pressure is a little high. It's not serious, but I am glad that I found out about it. I am walking every day, and I have to cut down on my salt intake. I would rather not take medicine if I don't have to. The change in diet has really made me feel better. You know the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
I think you are right. Prevention is very important. I'm going to call right now and set up an appointment. Unit 32. Herbal medicine.
Everyone wants to be healthy. People see doctors. They take pills to stay healthy. However, plants have been used to heal for thousands of years. More and more people are trying herbs to stay healthy. Plants used to heal are called herbal medicine. There are many plants used in herbal medicine. Each plant is used in a certain way. Herbal medicine works more slowly than most pills. Many people think plants are gentle on the body. There are a lot of examples of helpful plants. Ginger can help your body. Eating ginger often may help you stay healthy. Another helpful plant is parsley. It can stop bad breath. Herbs may be gentler than some pills. However, this does not mean that anyone can take them in any way. You should always be careful. Some herbs can be harmful too. Too much rosemary can be very bad for your stomach. It can make you sick. Foxglove is a very pretty flower. It also has poison in it. Nevertheless, if you are afraid of using herbs, you may be surprised. You have probably already used some kind of herbal medicine. Coffee, garlic, ginseng, and peppermint are all used in herbal medicine. Herbal medicine is becoming popular again as people become more interested in their health.
Unit 33. Home remedies.
Everyone gets a cold now and then. Doctors cannot cure colds. Sleep and rest are good for taking care of a cold. However, in almost every culture, most families have a home remedy for colds. These remedies are passed down from parents to children. They have changed very little over time. Different cultures use different ingredients. In Mexico, cinnamon, raisins, oregano, and hot water are used to make a special tea. Honey is sometimes added. A fruit called henepap is used as a cold remedy in Puerto Rico. The fruit is cut up. It is then soaked in water. Sugar can be added to make it sweet. Chicken soup is popular in America. A large chicken is boiled in a pot. Carrots, onions, garlic, and other vegetables are usually added. Ginger tea is used to help a cold in China. A ginger root is peeled. It is then crushed. The ginger is boiled for about 30 minutes. Some honey can be added after it is done. Each family usually has a home remedy for a cold. Some remedies work, some do not. Some taste good, others do not. No matter what, home remedies are sure to be around for a long time.
Unit 34. Too much of a good thing? Hi, Jenny. Are you drinking coffee again?
Hi, Sam. This is my third cup.
Are you sure it's all right to drink so much? Don't you think all that caffeine is bad for you?
No, that's a misconception. Everyone thinks coffee is bad for you, but it's not.
Really?
According to an article I read, coffee can be beneficial to your health.
That's interesting, but you should remember that one study does not prove much. There are a lot of other studies out there, too.
This doctor in Italy found a lot of benefits.
Such as?
She says the chemicals in coffee can be good for your heart and may relieve headaches too.
I know that some coffee can be good sometimes, but drinking too much is not beneficial. Coffee has a lot of caffeine, which is addictive. It affects your blood circulation and removes calcium from your bones.
The doctor did admit that it is not for everyone and that you shouldn't drink more than 3 cups a day.
You seem nervous when you drink a lot. And remember when you told me that you are not sleeping well? Do you think that maybe you should cut back?
I appreciate your concern. I was thinking of cutting back. Would you like a cup of green tea?
Unit 35, Soccer Rules.
Soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world. Although the main idea of the game is easy to understand, there are many rules to be followed. A player gets a yellow card for not following the rules. A yellow card is a warning. If a player keeps breaking the rules, he gets a red card. When this happens, he cannot play anymore. He is ejected from the game. Another rule is about handling. Handling is when another player touches the ball with his hands on purpose. Players cannot handle the ball. A player may not do anything that is dangerous to another player. He cannot kick an opponent's leg to get the ball. There are also some lesser-known rules. A player is not allowed to impede an opponent. This means that a player cannot purposely slow down another player on the field. A penalty can be called if this occurs. There is a rule about blocking a goalkeeper too. A yellow card or an indirect kick can be given to the opponent's team if the player tries this. Yes, soccer is full of rules.
Unit 36, Visit Frisco City. Frisco City is the place for your next vacation. The city has lots of shopping, food, and fun. There are so many things to do. The River Walk is a must-see. Take a city bus to any of the 3 downtown stops. There you will find stairs. The stairs go down to the riverside. There are about 5 kilometers of sidewalk on either side of the river. Palm trees and cypress trees decorate the area. There are also tropical plants. You will see many unique shops, casual cafes, and upscale restaurants. Every shop is different. You can ride one of the riverboats and hear a guide talk about the history of the River Walk. However, the River Walk is only one of the attractions of Frisco City. There are also 2 amusement parks just outside Frisco City. You can enjoy a day of fun in the sun at Water World Park. You can also spend the day enjoying the roller coasters and other rides at Sunland. Visit Frisco City. You will have a great time. Unit 37, Asking for Directions.
Asking for directions can be risky. I realized exactly how risky it could be when I needed to meet one of my friends one day. A while ago, I arranged to meet my friend at a new mall. My friend had been there before and indicated that we should shop there together. We planned to meet at 3 p.m. at Burger Palace in the mall. When I arrived at the mall, I realized I did not know where Burger Palace was, so I asked a woman for directions. She advised me to go straight past the bank and turn right before the food court. She mentioned that I would walk for a few minutes, passing a shoe store, until I reached Burger Palace, which was next to the bookstore. I followed her directions and arrived just in time. 20 minutes later, I was beginning to wonder where my friend was. 30 minutes later, I was worried. I did not know what to do, so I just kept waiting. At around 3:40 p.m., I saw my friend walking quickly toward me. I rushed to him and demanded to know what happened. "I was at the other Burger Palace," he cried. We had not realized there were 2 Burger Palaces in the mall. Since then, I have made sure that I get the directions from my friends before I go to meet them. It saves me a lot of trouble.
Unit 38. Fixing a flat. When your car gets a flat tire, do not panic. First apply your brakes and pull over. Inside the trunk, you will find a spare tire and a toolbox. One of these tools is a jack, which is a tool you use to raise the car. This makes the tire easy to remove. Position the jack beneath the car, behind the tire that is flat. Insert the jack handle and turn it clockwise. Continue turning the handle until the car rises high enough so that the flat tire is well off the ground and spins freely. Make sure that the jack is securely supporting the vehicle. If the car is unsteady or the jack is unstable, lower the car. Reposition the jack and begin again. Next, use a crowbar to pry off the hubcap, the metal cover on the side of the tire. Inside the hubcap are 4 bolts that hold the tire in place. Loosen these using the long L-shaped tool. Push firmly on the tool to get the bolts to turn. It may be difficult. Once the bolts are loose, the flat tire can be pulled off easily. Now you can put on the new tire. Once it is in place, replace the 4 bolts and tighten them. Place the flat tire and the toolbox back in the trunk. Finally, drive to the nearest service station and get your flat tire fixed. Unit 39. The exchange rate. Welcome to the Atlanta International Airport, ma'am. How may I help you?
I am traveling to Venezuela. Can you tell me what the exchange rate is for the dollar?
One moment, please, and I will look it up. The currency in Venezuela is the bolivar. The exchange rate is 200 bolivars per dollar.
That seems rather low. Are you certain that that is all the dollar is worth?
There may be several local businesses that may exchange for a higher rate, but the official rate is the one I gave you.
Can I exchange $100? I need to have some money for a taxi and a hotel once I arrive in Caracas.
No problem. Here is your money. Would you like a receipt?
Yes, please. I will need it to keep track of my business expenses.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
I just have one more question. Do you know where I can exchange dollars in Venezuela once I arrive? I will probably need more cash, and I want to find a reliable exchange.
The best place to exchange money is at a large bank. They will always give you the official rate. You can also find money exchange stores in most large cities.
Wonderful. I will look for a bank. I appreciate your advice.
My pleasure. I hope you enjoy Venezuela. Unit 40. The First Nations.
The First Nations are the people who lived in North America before Europeans migrated there. There is a place in Canada where you can learn about the culture of the First Nations. It is where the First Nations people used to live. Now, a visitor center is there. There is also an archaeology lab and walking trails. You can learn about the culture through the displays in the center. The displays show everyday activities. They show how the people lived. The gift shop in the visitor center sells crafts made by the First Nations people. There are jewelry, paintings, and pottery. You can also eat at the restaurant. Bison meat is in many dishes. There are also wild rice dishes, fruit pies, and traditional bread. All of the food is tasty. The archaeology lab is run by the local university. A big window lets you see the archaeologists working. They found a very old spearhead. They also found ancient human bones. The First Nations Visitor Center is a great place. You can learn about the First Nations culture. You can also see archaeologists at work. You can walk on the trails or enjoy a traditional meal. It is an experience to remember.